It says this hangout is on air, so hey there, welcome everybody. Welcome once again to Astronomy Daily Lives. Hope everybody's doing well out there in the universe and the world. Yeah, sorry for the little bit of a delay, but it is clear here tonight in southeastern Arizona. So I am taking full advantage of that and going to be doing an obsession after this live stream. Probably not going to stream it or anything. It's just going to be, sort of the usual boring, tedious work that is very, very, very much a part of doing the astronomy thing. So yeah. So yeah, I had to take my calibration data with my red filter. The other night, when I got wetted out, I got the green filter calibration data. So now I've got green and red. So tonight's plan is to observe Messier 46, which is a nice rich open cluster with both my green filter and my red filter. And the hope there is that I'm going to be able to take that photometric data and actually translate it to sort of the standard scientific photometric colors of V and R. That would be Johnson V and Cousins R. I think it's Cousins R. So yeah. So that's what I was sort of up to. Sunset here was at 6:21 p.m. and it took me 20 or 25 minutes or so to get that calibration data, because I've got to take flats and darks. Technically, I should take some biases too, so I probably will do that as well when I get back out there after this live stream. But so yeah, all that went well. Yeah, I've got good calibration data there now, so I should be able to rock and roll tonight. And it is going to be, relatively speaking, it is going to be just almost hot out there. I think it's supposed to be in the 40s, maybe the 30s Fahrenheit, and compared to the low 20s that it was last week, I think that'll be extremely nice. So I'm going to open up my chat, and I noticed that Bobby is on the panel. Hey, what's going on over there, Bobby?
Nothing much. Hey, don't be starting that crap around me. I just went to the toes and then bam, you just started like that, dummy.
Well, I was ready to go, and so that's how it is. You got to keep on your toes here, man. What's up? yeah. So yeah. So
I mean, I'll be like that mad rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. I'm waiting for a very important date.
Yeah. Well, when I start late, or when I know that I'm going to start late, and I sort of give an approximate time as to when I'm going to start. So that keeps everybody on their toes, and there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, so cool. So I'm going to look over in the chat here. I noticed that there's quite a crowd gathering. Carolina Sky Astronomy, Jim. Hey, nice to see you again. James Dugan. Hey, all the way from Australia. Chuck is in the chat as well. And Andy Cowley. Hey, nice to see you there. So good. We'll gather together here, friends. Grab your favorite consumable of choice. I had a little bit of coffee left over from this morning, so got a nice full mug here, as you can see. So cheers to that.
Full mug for the morning? You're going to be sick.
Oh, no.
But sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes I drink like maybe hours of coffee.
Coffee can last for days without any problem at all. So no worries. In fact, the longer it sits, right, and what I've got, right, is I'm all sophisticated with that, right. I've got a French press, right. So that coffee has actually been sort of sitting there all day long, just getting better and better and better and better.
Yeah, Jim, does that coffee cup stop big enough?
Well, Jim, the compensation that I have for this not being big enough is its very thick walls, right? This is a heavy, sturdy mug. So no, it's not very big in terms of volume size, but in terms of mass, it's nice and sizable. So that sort of compensates for size, right? It's sort of like a white dwarf star, right? It might be small, but it's got a lot of mass. So no problem. So cheers to that. Of course, I've also got the hydrogen hydroxide again here, HOH. So I'm going to take it a little bit easy, right? I don't want to get too excited. So I've got that as well. Cheers.
And I got my bottled water. So cheers, Proska, whatever.
All right. Cool. And I've got a little bit of a surprise to show you here too. But I've got a kitty on the lap who's going to have to move because I want to show everybody a little bit of a surprise I've got. So, hey, she's completely ignoring me, although her ears are back. So I mean, she knows exactly what the situation is. Okay, you're going to have to move just for a minute. She's not happy about that. Here, see, look at that. I just have to lift her up and see that? That is not a happy face. It's not happy at all. But I want to show you my little surprise here. I'm gonna. Well, yeah, I can just do that.
Okay. So, yeah, you showed me that.
So what do you think of that?
Yeah, that is very, very good.
So yeah,
the Federation uniform.
Yeah, my coworker is getting into the business of making these. He can do shirts, he can do mugs, he can do all kinds of things, and so yeah, he's trying to build up his business just a little bit, and he's been actually practicing for months and months and months and trying to get everything just right, and blah 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 blah. And so yeah, these not precisely this exact kind of shirt, as you can probably tell. This is kind of shiny, smooth, right? It's not the cottony stuff. I'm not exactly sure what this is called, but it's really slippery and shiny. It actually wasn't my first choice, but I went into work today and it's like, hey, I want a shirt, and he says, okay. Where's the artwork? And it's like, here it is. And he's like, okay, well, what shirt do you want to do? And I picked out I picked out a white cotton shirt, right? A white cotton shirt. And he's like, oh, I can't do that right now. So I'm like, okay, well, what you got? So he's like, well, why don't you pick out one of those blue, I forget what he calls these. So, you know, got the artwork on the computer. He printed it out. He put the shirt onto the heat press thing, and put the print down, and you know, push the thing down and made the shirt there. And yeah, there's, you know, you can't really see it, but there's a where the and yeah, where the paper was, there's a little bit of like a crease here, and it's a little bit lighter here than it is here. Now I know that you can't see that at all, but you know, if you were here looking
it's still
at
a
the
nice
shirt,
good shirt though.
yeah, well, the crease and sort of the extra white color should actually come out in the wash, right? So once this is washed, you know, I mean, he made it, and I just put it on, right? So yeah, I've been wearing this all day.
And he's just getting started, right?
Yeah, but you know, I mean, he already has some clients, and you know, is doing things. So yeah, you know,
So not bad for the first drive. As long as he keeps on doing it and getting better and better, he'll be all right.
Yeah, well, and again, this is definitely not his first try. This is his. I mean, you know, he's been working on this, you know, for months and months and months, trying to get better and better and better. So yeah, I do have, you know, this, at least this design.
Yeah.
It's currently available up on Teespring and all that, but they're relatively expensive. I think at least the plan now, you know, I have absolutely no interest in making, you know, making this a living or making any kind of money off of these at all.
Now,
but
let's
you know,
say if you have like a PayPal, how much would it be to get me a shirt like that?
well, we're still trying to work that out. So he's got to look at his numbers and yeah, because he hasn't actually even given me a price on these yet. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
I wish my friend who works at the machine shop that I usually go to, he's pretty darn good with shirts. For my reunion, I could have had one that would have like the Paramount logo, the Paramount Pictures logo, and it would have my name and the high school and the graduating class I graduated with. And I think that would have been a cool shirt.
Yeah. So
it would have the black and gold. It would have like the black shirt and the gold, or in reverse.
Yeah. So, like I said, this actual artwork is available over on my Teespring site, which if you go to the Discord server under the merch channel, you'll be able to get a link there. But there, you know, like I said, I think those shirts, as far as I'm concerned, are I don't know, moderately expensive. I don't know, but I can probably beat that price through my friend. But yeah, we're going to work all that out, and yeah, you know, I think it's about time to start getting into that a little bit. But like I said, I mean, this is just a fun thing. Spread the brand around a little bit. I think it's cool.
Out of curiosity about that jigsaw puzzle game. Did you ever found that there was an Android app or something? Or no? Because I never found out myself.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't actually look for one. I need to do that, because yeah, if there is an Android app that allows you to do jigsaw puzzles, I would definitely like to get going on that, because I'm having a lot of fun with those, and I've got a few of those as well.
Or maybe if you can email the developers and see about if they can build an Android app. That's another good thing.
Yeah. Actually, it's getting so warm that I have to take this thing off, because it's just
I gotta fix my curtain.
It's just getting too warm. So maybe one day if I get enough. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I Jim, that is a great idea. So yeah, and James Dugan, yeah. Like I said, I'm sort of going to develop a line of these. I want different colors and different textures of shirt, and definitely different designs. Right, this is extremely simplistic. So I can. I've got the capabilities of being able to do anything. So he'll print anything I want.
This question may be asked before, but I think if Uncle Bill Druin is here, our GOAS satellites are also in the L band as well. I know you asked me that one. You answered that one time, but I forgot where are the GOAS and stuff at. I know where the MMORs are at, but yeah.
Are you talking about GOES? GOES?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we could probably do that. And Jim, I totally agree. I need to think about how to do that exactly. But yeah, I think that's a good idea, and I think that will definitely be on my list. I actually need to now that I've one of the other things that I don't actually mention enough. Besides every good scientist having an actual calculator within arm's reach, or sort of within the area of working, I learned and have for my entire career kept some kind of a notebook, right? Some kind of a notebook where I can, take all my notes and work things out. Right, I've got in here. Let's see if I can. I've got little when I'm trying to figure out like various geometries and how to do the right kind of things like that. All kinds of simple math. If I've got any kind of notes where I've got like lists of objects, right? And so I've actually kept, and I think I've shown you my first ever notebook that I started. Here it is. I've still got it. you actually mark number 1, but the first entry in here, as you can see, this I started a little into things, but the first entry here is from July 31st, 1989. And we were looking at a binary star called ADS 11344. And yeah, I don't exactly remember a lot of the details anymore, but you know, just a notebook of various notes and tables and all kinds of things. So, you know, here actually, this is kind of interesting. I was given the opportunity to make my own filter set, right? U, B, and V, and I actually what I was given was just these pieces of glass, right? And what you have to do I have that here? I think I've still got, yeah, I've still got
I
the filter.
definitely would suck at breadboarding and soldering.
Yeah. Well, here are the filter equations, right? So here's for U, B, and V, and so these things are different kinds of glass, and these are the thicknesses that you need to use. And as you can see, to make a U filter, you need 1 millimeter thick of UG1 and 1 millimeter thick of whatever that says, CM500, right? And then on and on and on, right? So I had to make these, right? I actually had to use optical glue and glue these together. You know, you stack them, and so as you can see, the U filter is like 2 millimeters thick, but the B filter is actually 4 millimeters thick, and then the V is actually 3 millimeters thick, right? And it uses, just slightly different compositions of glass. And then what you do is, after you make them, I was able to run them through an instrument that's called a spectrophotometer that actually measured the intensity of the light coming out as a function of wavelength. And so you can sort of see that here along the y or the x-axis here is the wavelength in angstroms. I don't know if you can see that or not very well. Actually in nanometers, right? So here's 300 nanometers, here's 500 nanometers, here's 700, here's 900, right? And as you can see, the V guy peaks around, I don't know what that is, somewhere around 5,500, 5,300 or so is where that peak is, right? Or 530 in this case. All right, so there's V, here's B, right? And as you can see, the intensity is a little bit less, right? Here's V again, which looks like it peaked at around 80%, and B peaks at around 60 or so, right? So the transmission was less. And here's U, not U, but U, like that, you see? And that's around, what, 350 nanometers, and it peaks around 65% or so. So these, so yeah, it was super cool to be able to actually build these filters, and then actually, of course, get to use them. too. So those are the kinds of things that you put into your notebook, right? But
Now, do you
yeah.
have your own filter range that you want to show us on the Discord?
Well, yeah, that filter wheel is the one that came with the camera that I'm currently using, and those are just R, G, and B, right? They're sort of the standard photographic colors, right? But the cool thing is that those can actually be translated to these UB and V colors. So that's what I'm actually in the process of doing. You can sort of see my.
So you can modify that wheel to have it your way.
Yeah, I can actually put in different filters if I want. Yeah, I just have to buy them, right? A set of UBV filters for that camera runs about I think it's about $400 or $500 or so. So maybe someday I'll get it. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Here are some observing notes, right? I was at the 61-inch telescope on top of Mount Bigelow, and this was the 21st of April, 1990. And I was looking at white dwarf stars. I was actually doing photometric measurements of white dwarf stars.
So, like 1989 and 1990, that's usually like beyond college.
Well, no, I started in '87, so no, this was when I was still a student. Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of almost on the way out. It was a couple years after this that I actually got an opportunity to work at the university as a member of the staff. So I'm like, well, yeah, I'm going to do that. So that's what I did. So, okay. Yeah. But
now that was pretty darn good, doing a lot for your college and bringing it back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, having these kinds of notebooks around is extremely useful. As I said, you know, I started with this, but, you know, I've sort of gotten cheap in my old age, and now I just get these composition books, right? Oh
yeah, Jim says if we can make water vapor filters to filter out the clouds, that would be awesome.
I'm working on that. But yeah, I mean, to this day, right, I still do pretty much exactly the same thing. I've got the date at the top, and you can sort of see that these were some notes that I took on February 16th of this year. It's really, really scratchy notes, of course, because, you know.
I think if you've been reading my handwriting, you'd be reading Greek.
Well, you know, that's the thing about these notebooks, right? This is my notebook, right? Nobody needs to read it except me. Now, I mean, I don't care if you do, but you're not going to find anything interesting in here. You're not going to find anything coherent in here, right? It's just you know, scratch notes and diagrams and lists and you know, just you know, whatever I was sort of working on at the time, right? I'm trying to solve some kind of usually some kind of a computational problem where, you know, I'm trying to you know, stack these images, right? And so, you know, there's a certain algorithm, you know, that has to be performed, you know, to do that. And, you know, so I write some code, you know, to do it, and it doesn't work. So it's like, what's going on there? And so, you know, change the code, recompile, run it again, It still doesn't work. So, you know, change the code again, think about it a little bit, you know, make some drawings, you know, crunch some numbers, you know, all of that. So this is when I was doing my, when you have to shift the images around in order to stack them. Right? I was working out all of that here, you know, with various geometries and angles, and it's just a major pain, right? But it is worth it in the end. All right, well, cool. I think that what we should probably do is get this thing to focus, which I'm going to do by showing you my big dirty hand and then going like that. Pop. Okay. All right, cool. The coffee's getting cool. It is the 1st of March, 2019. That's what this live stream is all about. It's 2:42 UTC. There's too many 2s and 4s in that number. So 2:42 UTC, and so yeah, I've got the scope outside. It is cooled. It is ready to rock and roll. I'm going to be observing Messier 46 tonight, using my red filter and my green filter, and the combination of those two filters, right, is going to allow me to translate those colors into the Johnson V and R colors, and I'm hoping that works out really well.
Skies. I've been having rain all throughout the day.
Oh yeah. Well, here I'll show you what I'm up against, though. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about the conditions of the sky, and I will show you why here. I'll share my screen here. Oh, I did a stop sharing. Sorry about that. That was kind of dumb. Here we go. So here's the current infrared image. I'm going to pull it up right now. Right. So this is as of 2:15 UTC. So this is as of half an hour ago. Right. And you see all these guys over here. Right. They're moving east. Right. So all this fluffy stuff and all that is coming my way. Now, I'm way over here, right? But man, this is getting
be a problem.
This is getting really close. The thing of it is, though,
James, you must be from Australia, huh?
James Dugan? Yeah, he is. He's currently upside down. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he keeps his hat on. Yeah,
upside down.
I don't know how he keeps his hat on, but somehow he does. Probably the same way, you know, that we keep our hats on. So yeah, I don't know how that works. That's a weird thing. Anyway, so I am contending maybe with some high thin clouds here, but usually once they get to about here, they start evaporating, right? They just sort of vanish. But I got all this nasty stuff right behind it too. So yeah, it's just I'm not happy. Not too happy about that. But we'll see how it goes, right? I mean, the only thing I can do is you know, I mean, it's working with nature, right? Which I think is a cool thing, right? I mean, it's
using lounge seatbelts. Do you think we should be using lounge seatbelts too?
You know, anything that it takes to sort of keep yourself down is probably a good thing. See, now I've got a kitty on the lap, so she keeps me as far down as I can possibly be. So no problem at all. You know, because kitties have this gravity thing, right? So you know, they can you know, manipulate gravity at will, right? You know, that's how, you know, they're able to jump, you know, 8-foot high fences, right?
I've seen a lot of AFB videos when the cat got scared. It's like, they just like probably hit the drapes and stuff.
Absolutely. 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 All right. Well, cool. Yeah. And that is, you know, the life of the astronomer is clouds, you know, contending with clouds, at least ground-based astronomy. Right now, I've actually, I've been having a really great conversation with oh, what's his name? I'm going to look it up here really quick.
Yeah. I think but you mentioned, someone mentioned one time about Hangouts being phased out, but I think it's going to be rebranded some way somehow. But I think it's going to be meant for the workplace.
Oh, okay, all right.
I think
Yeah,
it's going to
so
be for the actual consumer or something. I think that's where the confusion is at. I mean, where will Hangouts come and go? It was supposed to be meant to be and stuff.
I gotcha. Anyway, yeah, I've been having some pretty interesting conversations with this fellow named Randy Chung, and he is the founder of spacefab.us, and spacefab.us, I believe this year, is going to be launching their first space telescope. They're actually going to be launching an 8-inch telescope into low Earth orbit, and they're going to be selling observing time to 2 different markets. Sort of their primary one is Earth observation, right? You know, so pointing down, right? But they also know very well that there may be a lot of astronomers who are extremely interested in making some in making some space-based observations. And
now, how much is going to be that observing time? How much is going to be?
It's right now. It is going to be very expensive, with a discount, right? If you purchase an hour or more, then they actually knock 15% off of the price. But the price with the discount is, let me make sure of my numbers here. Yeah, is $1,275 an hour.
Well, ow. This ain't going to work. If I was going to be doing something like that, I don't know about that, but yeah.
That's kind of a big number, right? That's kind of a big number, but if you consider that is $25 per minute, right? And if you're just interested in, you know, basically snapping a photograph, right? Taking a 1-minute exposure of, you know, your favorite object in the sky, right? For $25, that's worth it, right? Now, is there anything scientifically valid there? I don't know, because you need calibration data. You know, that gets tough, and so yeah, I've actually been talking to Randy Chung about this. You know, I just out and out said, you know, that's just way too expensive, right?
Yeah. What do you think about like NOAA APT satellites is about to be phased out real soon? And they're going to transition to LRPT and HRPT viewing.
I don't know anything about that. What is that?
Well, APT is something like WX2 IMG uses. but most of the software has been out of date for quite some time and stuff. Like there are others that can do app, but that's about it.
So you're talking about satellite images of like the weather, right? Cloud
Yeah,
patterns.
those are low Earth orbiting satellites that they usually go like around capturing an image and stuff like that.
I
But
gotcha.
I'm
I
not sure if
gotcha.
that's going to be phased out real soon.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I think what Noah's so I was thinking about what Noah's going to do is trying to get everybody with LRPT or HRPT.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I think Earth observation stuff is definitely really, really hot these days, and NOAA just doesn't. I mean, at least what they are broadcasting to like the radio amateur folks and all that, the quality of the data just isn't really all that great. Um, if you want high quality data, you're going to pay for it, right? And you're going to pay big bucks. But there. So anyway, spacefab.us is launching their first telescope into orbit, I think this year, and they have plans of actually creating an entire constellation, right? Many space telescopes, and I think that is fabulous because one, it's going to drive the price down, right? It's going to make this affordable, and number two, there is basically only one astronomically accessible space telescope right now, right? The Hubble, and that scope is great, right? It's absolutely fantastic, right? But it is so insanely oversubscribed, right? That it's, I mean, it might as well be, totally impossible to actually get time on that, right? But what I've thought for a long time is, it's like, okay, let's get 100 of those HSTs up there, right? Then all the astronomers will probably have all the observing time that they could possibly want, right? Now, I mean, an HST is pretty big, right? But SpaceFab is actually talking about 0.45 meter telescopes. What they're going to be putting up first is a 0.2 meter, but they want to go up to 0.45 meter, and maybe even more, and make a constellation of these. So I think that's absolutely fantastic, and so yeah, I've had some great conversations with him. I was trying to get him interested in seeing if SpaceFab could help me design a lunar observatory, but they're focused on their things, so they don't even have time or resources to help me design anything. So
I mean, what do you want? Lunar observatory or low Earth orbit observatory?
Well, there's advantages to both. So honestly, I don't care in terms of astronomical observations. The Lunar Observatory has the advantage of being able to observe objects for a continuous amount of time, long duration, right? Up to maybe 12 or 13 or 14 days long, right? But any any space-based observatory has the advantage of, you know, diffraction limited imaging, right? You know, because there's no atmosphere to smear everything out, right? And they can also observe at lots of different wavelengths. You know, not only the visible, but the infrared bands that you know aren't accessible from the ground, and the ultraviolet bands.
And from the USA to Brazil. Hey, Ingrid.
Hey there, Ingrid. Nice to see ya. Nice to see ya. Hope everything's well down there in Brazil. Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Let's see. I think. Let's see. I'm probably going to keep this live stream tonight or today, maybe a little short, because I am sort of chomping at the bit to get out and observing. So James, they sort of have a custom made scope. We can actually go over there and take a look if you want. In fact, I'll post a link to the to their website as well into the chat, just so you can see. Now, you know, they actually are. Oh, okay. I guess that deadline has passed. They were actually doing some kind of a contest for astronomers to, you know, propose some kind of an observing thing where, you know, the winning proposal would actually get some free time on a telescope. I don't think that they were incredibly clear as to how much time. But anyway, here's spacefab.us, and let's see if we can get so here's the scope. So it's a CubeSat, right? It's a 12U CubeSat that is gonna have this deployable secondary mount on it. So you can see the mirror inside there, and then this part, once they're in orbit, pops out, right? And so, you know, the secondary mirror's up here. It's a I don't think it's a Schmidt-Cassegrain. I think it's a oh, what do they call those things? Let's see if it says here. Yeah, it doesn't say. It doesn't say. But, you know, it's a big camera, pretty big. They're also going to have a.
And it's going to be launched next year, too.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought that it might have been this year, but yeah, I guess they updated their launch date here, you know, to next year. So yeah, and so there it is. This looks like a design for later, but this is what they're doing now, right? And this, I guess, is the fully deployed system with the solar panels and all that. Yep, 8-inch main mirror, hyperspectral imager, which is really cool. It's got the reaction wheels and all of that, right? There's a little video there, and if we go to the top, we can actually. Oh, I guess not here. Let's see if it shows it here. Oh, I might be zoomed in. too much to actually see. So if you go to the store, it says purchase telescope time. And as you can see, it's going to be $25 a minute.
Or wait a minute, go back.
Go back.
Yeah, I just saw something else.
What's that?
Okay, you got 25 per minute astronomical observation, and then there's a $250 per square kilometer ground observation.
That's $2.50.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Well, that, you know, this is looking down, right? So as far as astronomers go, that's not very interesting. So these of course are the astronomical observations, right? So, but if you get 60 minutes or more, you get a 15% discount, which, as I said, knocks it down to $1,275 per hour. So yeah, you know, it's really expensive, and they know that, and so, you know, they haven't gotten a lot of interest from the astronomical community. Also, of course, the astronomical community is probably in sort of a wait and see kind of a thing. That's sort of where I am. It's like, you know, let's get it launched. Let's get it deployed. Let's see some images first, right? Let's see, you know, how this looks, right? Then maybe, you know, I'll be a little bit more inclined. But you know, I mean, at that price, that knocks me out, right? I mean, I am extremely wealthy in many ways, right? But in terms of dollars, I don't have. I have very few of those, and all the ones I get, I have for about 5 seconds, and then they're gone. so yeah, you know, unless that price comes down a little bit, I am definitely not going to be able to do it. But they are very much aware of that, right? And he's told me, you know, the founder of the company has told me that, you know, once they start, you know, deploying more, then, you know, the price is going to come down, and even so, you know, their business with Earth observations is probably they've actually gotten a lot of interest there, right? And so if that's really good, then they might be able, you know, to knock down the astronomical observation price a little bit, especially when, you know, the satellite is on the dark side of the planet, where Earth observations can't easily be done, right? So you know, if they don't have a customer who wants to look down, but they have a customer, you know, that wants to look up, and it's, you know, that particular observation is on the night side, then, you know, the price could be a little bit less, right? So we'll see how all that goes. Now, I'm not exactly sure how HST time is dealt with. I don't know if it's free. You know, you have to be, you know, your observing proposal has to be accepted, right? Which is you know, you have a better chance of winning the lottery, right, than getting time on the HST. I'm exaggerating a little bit there, but so it's possible that, you know, if your observing proposal is chosen, then you sort of get that observing time for free. But there are definitely operating costs, right? So I mean, it doesn't cost $0, you know, to operate the HST, right? It probably, I mean, I have no idea, but I would think a couple thousand per hour, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It's probably not cheap, right? You know, because there's a lot of people who have to be involved. You know, they have to monitor things. They have to, you know, deal with, you know, the data downlink and you know, the processing and all of that. So it's expensive, you know, to run these things. Now, ground-based observatories, right? You can, you know, you still have to propose to ground-based observatories, but you also have to pay in certain circumstances, and that can be relatively expensive, several $1,000s per night, right? But if you have an 8 or 10 hour night, then you know it's only $200 or $300 an hour, right? Which is, you know, affordable, I suppose, right? But these guys are talking about an 8-inch telescope for $1,275 an hour. It's in space. You got access to a lot of different wavelengths, you know, that you normally don't have. So there are definite advantages that you know, give you a lot of bang for the buck. But at $1,275 an hour, that's still a little bit steep. All right, everybody. Well, as I said, I'm sort of chomping at the bit to get out under this dark sky. I'm going to here. I'll share my screen one more time and show you the latest satellite view from my location here. Share my screen. But yeah, I'm sort of chomping at the bit to get out there. And I'm going to update this. Ooh, okay. So this is as of 2:45. So that's about 25 minutes ago. We've got some clouds going to the north, right? Clouds to the north. You know, this is about the location of Phoenix, right? Right about here. Tucson is here. I'm over here, right? So if these guys want to go way to the north like that, I'm not going to see them, right? So that looks okay for now. But I do have this mass coming in that's looks like it's going to be coming in overnight or early in the morning. If it gets here at all, it might evaporate. Yeah, you never know. We can go over to clear dark sky from my site, Way Observatory, and as you can see, the forecast is actually saying that maybe there is going to be a little bit of coverage. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I don't think so. But it looks like it's going to be moderately warm, and the humidity is going to be a little high, but it's not going to be 80–90%, right? I mean, I'm going to be observing in this time slot here anyway. I'm not going to go much past like 11 o'clock local time. So I think I'll be all right. I think I'll be all right. The wind has definitely died down. So, all right, well, cool. I think I'm going to get out of here for now. I'm going to stop sharing and say peace, cheers, and all that. Thanks, everybody, for coming in again. Live long and prosper, for sure. And I think I'm going to get out of here for now. So take care, everybody. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up if you so desire. Make some comments. I always like those. And spread the word. And yeah, these shirts and mugs are probably on their way. I sort of have to you know, wrap my head around exactly you know, what kind and all of that. So keep an eye open for that. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. It's not a huge priority for me, but I think it's pretty cool, to be able, to walk around and wear these kinds of shirts. So all right, everybody, take care, peace, cheers, and all that. I will see you on the spin. See you later. Bye.